Right then, let's take you through the grid for Mini Max Heat 2, Groups C and D. So, Felipe Reyes and Nikita Nikishov on the front row, Nikita Zhubimov and Albie Friend on row 2, Mats van Rooyen and Marcel Zebo. Marcel Zebo was the one that was struggling to get off the pre-grid. That's row 3, Gabriel Hofmann and Kenzo Craigie on row 4 with Nick Bressel. I'm trying to get the surname right, no matter how hard I try. And Casper Nissen, that will complete the top 10. Boris Verhagen, Noah Barham. Noah Barham picking up the Minimax crown in the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. They complete row 6. Christoph Killer and Patrikos Georgios ran at the top 7 rows. Oliver Warner and Dimitri Matrenin, row 8. Ethan Sang and Jette Moonen, row 9. And Uros Bogdanic and Jakob Assam completing the 20-strong 10-row grid for this race. Oh, and that's a further driver. So Marcel Zebo will not be partaking in this opening heat. A real shame for the... and hello to Jaden Thiem's mum. RR Racing back in business. There we go. Get your comments in. If you are connected with me on Facebook and you are watching, feel free to drop a message down. I'll always try and mention you guys and girls whilst I am up here in the commentary position. As Marcel Zebo will be, unfortunately, watching by the sidelines, and you can see the frustration just in the body language. So we'll have 19 of the 20 drivers set to go into battle over 7 minutes plus an additional lap. The red lights ignited once again on the starting gantry. Yanis Ulfsarkovs message me sometimes. There we go. Kai Hunter, he says. There we go. One of the Hunter brothers, both in action this weekend. One who's now a team principal. Never thought I'd be saying that 12 months after last year's Golden Trophy, which Reese Hunter actually won in the senior Rotax class. So here we go, race 2, Minimax Heat 2, C versus D, out of the final corner, into the tram lines, revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out, we're underway. Good start by Felipe Reyes as Nikita Nikishov trying to pin it around the outside, and the Spaniard's going to try and attempt it. Albie Friend's gone around the outside of everybody. There's a little bit of a turnaround there. That was the 136 that has just gone spinning. Jette Moonen, I'm afraid. They now make their way through in towards turn 6 for the first time and onto the Europalan. Dive bomb there from, I think, Felipe Reyes. Coming through into turn 6. And bit close there. That was the 114 of Oliver Warner, running with Argenti Motorsport. 6 minutes and 20 of this race still to go, and this one's looking a bit more feisty. There has been a little bit of a touch coming through turn number 9, but both drivers just getting, it was a little bit of a slight touch, but it's going to be closely packed action here in the Minimax class. Albie Friend's got a real, he's got to really get himself out of the pit box manoeuvre that might be coming very, very shortly, because he's got Nikita Nikishov just behind. Felipe Reyes was leading. It's now Mats van Rooyen from the Netherlands. Nikita Zhubimov now up into second. Kenzo Craigie up into third place in the 150 entry. Casper Nissen, Felipe Reyes, Albie Friend now up into P6. So 5 minutes and 35 seconds still remain on the clock. A little bit of a swing wide there. That was one of the Praga chassis. Let me pick out the number because the light is a bit, it's quite bright, to be honest with you. Coming out of turn 7, and the glare instantly bounces off the tarmac through turn 9. So all you're going to get is really karts and drivers that look like shadows. So nearly 2 minutes completed, side by side, a little bit further back for turn 10. At the moment, Van Rooyen is starting to pull away from Zhubimov from the 112. Kenzo Craigie, who actually came here last year and decided to put it on pole position. One of the Praga chassis going towards the very inside of the start-finish straight. Great exchange there between Kenzo Craigie and Nikita Zhubimov through turn 4, with Craigie getting the upper hand. And they're all swinging wide, but Zhubimov competed against Craigie at the grand finals, and now they're up against each other again, but this time in Minimax. And now Kenzo Craigie loses not just 1, but 2 places. And very close indeed for Zhubimov going through the exit of turn number 8. And they're still side by side on the run down to turn 10. This is going to be very, very close, but Zhubimov's going to get the inside line. And that is that's Nikita Nikishov, who is giving Zhubimov a lot of trouble right there. Kenzo Craigie has dropped out of the top 3. He's dropped out of the top 5 now. He's in 6th position, ahead of Gabriel Hoffmann. And Hoffmann's got the move done through turn 1 into turn 2. The German gets through in the 195. Kenzo Craigie runs a little bit wide as a result of it. And now he might lose that place. Gabriel Hoffmann now having switched to Voigt Motorsport and now launches it up the inside. That was a great little move there on Nikita Zhubimov through turn number 6. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds still to go on the timer, plus an additional lap. The accordion effect is happening. So they are going to have to be on their very, very best behaviour at this point, because now Mats van Rooyen, last lap around, had only a 2.9 second lead over Nikita Zhubimov, who now has dropped out of 2nd place. So Nikita Nikishov now into 2nd position. So van Rooyen crosses the line. Then it's Felipe Reyes running at the top 3 places. Hoffmann's now up into 4th place, and the German is charging forward. And he's looking for 3rd. I think he's got it. That was a great little move there from the 195, but Felipe Reyes gets the switch back instantly through turn 2. You get that great run of momentum coming out of turn 12, coming down the start-finish straight, and now Hoffmann sends it back up the inside, takes the title line. Felipe Reyes not able to counter-attack. Just behind them, they've got Boris Verhagen, the number 133. Kenzo Craigie completing the top 6. Zhubimov now down into 7th place, ahead of Noah Barham. So Nick Braselic and Albert Friend rounding out the top 10. So just under 2 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. There is still an opportunity for these drivers to get positions. Higher up, the finishing order, they end up come the checkered flag. The less points they score, and the higher that puts them up the ranking after heats. Great battles up and down the order. We do have both Jakob Assem and Marcel Zebo out. Marcel Zebo was out coming into turn 6, but that was on the sighting and formation lap phase. Vincent Seng now being a sole representative from Chinese Taipei. Crosses the line, so all 18 of the 20 drivers still circulating. We head into the final 60 seconds, plus an additional lap of the race. So things are closing in. Looks like Gabriel Hoffmann is leading the cavalry, but might get overtaken very quickly if he's not careful. Boris Verhagen was looking and gets a bump from behind going into turns 1 and 2. From Nikita Zhubimov. That's the thing, when you're that close to the kart in front, sometimes you can be caught unawares. We're heading into the final 15 seconds plus an additional lap. Mats van Rooyen has a comfortable lead. Albert Friend has struck trouble, I'm afraid. The youngster in the 191, having the Strawberry Racing. Actually finds himself behind Easton Seng. There is a bit of a battle going on through turn 10. And through turn 11, that is being led by Nikita Zhubimov, who's ahead of Boris Verhaag. Noah Barham is in there. Brasilic also in that mix. Christoph Killer and Oliver Warner now complete the top 10 as we've gone on to the final lap of this race. Nikita Nikishov has been trying to reel in Mats van Rooyen, but to no avail. Felipe Reyes on the previous tour, lap 6, set the fastest lap of anybody. 1 minute, 0.866 seconds. Verhaag looking to try and go for fourth. Hoffman defending against Barham, but now decides to go up the inside of the pair of them. That is a great move there from Gabriel Hoffman. Up the inside of Boris Verhaag and Nikita Zhubimov through turn 6. He had full confidence on that one and made it through. And another position loss for Nikita Zhubimov and drops back big time. He might be in the clutches of Noah Barham, possibly. Just keeping an eye out for our race leader as Mats van Rooyen heads down towards turn 12 for the final time, this time running on the Praga chassis. And out of the final corner, he's going to go and put the pedal to the metal, take the checkered flag and become the race winner. Second place is going to go to Nikita Nikishov. Felipe Reyes rounds out the top 3, and Gabriel Hoffman. Great start from the youngster from Germany. 7th to 4th race was one of the best moves of the day so far through turn 6. Ahead of Boris Verhaag with Noah Barham, Nikita Zhubimov, Nick Brasilic, Christoph Killer and Oliver Warner rounding out the top 10 positions. Great start to the day. 2 different heat winners from 2 different heats so far, with Henry Domain and Mats van Rooyen representing Great Britain and the Netherlands. So let's have a look at the results after an exciting 8-lap encounter. We are just waiting for Easton Seng to cross the line, which he does now. Let's have a look at the results for Minimax Heat 2, Groups C and D, as our race winner makes his way through into scrutineering and the post-race standard checks. Nikishov there in second, Felipe Reyes third place, Gabriel Hoffman with a fantastic move, and I know his family will be absolutely overjoyed with that one, and I'm sure that Mario, his dad, has already lost his voice. He finishes P4. Boris Verhaag in 5th, Noah Barham in 6th, ahead of Nick Brasilic, Christoph Killer, Oliver Warner and Nikita Zhubimov dropping to 10th by the end of the race. We have had a penalty issue just in the meantime, that Nikita Zhubimov has just had a 5-second time penalty for pushing. I've just had that confirmed on the live timing. So that will drop the youngster out of the top 10. So Casper Nissen, Kenzo Craigie, Patrikas Jokius, Dimitri Matrenin, Jent Timonen, Uros Bogdanic, Albert Friend and Ethan Seng. That was Jent Timonen with the head in the hands there. Retirements both from Marcel Zibo and Jakob Assam. There was the handshake before we got things underway between Felipe Reyes and Nikita Nikishov. So the start got underway. Everyone was wrestling. The track conditions are a bit slippery at the best of it, but it's always about purchasing at the right time. We had the turnaround here. And that was the 136th Jent Timonen. Great battling up and down the order, especially this one here between Nikishov and Zhubimov. But Gabriel Hoffman was really fired up for this one and did a great move up the inside through turn 6 on Felipe Reyes. And then he had to have a bit of a defend. There's the pushing. I think that might, I'm not 100% sure, but there was a touch from behind on Jent Timonen on Boris Verhaag. But it was Mats van Rooyen from the Netherlands. There you go, the nice little fist bump there to the air, and